Hey guys, Rob from the Off-Grid Tiny House. Just got back from my 4-mile walk there. But I got something big to show you. Something that's gonna probably be quite cool on the Off-Grid Tiny House. And we got a pretty good deal on this thing. It was like $450, and half of that my dad paid for my birthday, and the other half is going to come out of at work I've been putting away a bunch of scrap for the entire year, and when that gets put in, cashed in, that money will go to pay for the rest of this. So so here we go, guys. Check this out. We got ourselves a, sorry about the reflection here, this is a Coleman brand, though you guys know my wonderful experience with Coleman tents, garbage. This is a sorry about that, 400 watt wind generator, and the only downside to this one is it needs about 28 miles per hour wind speeds. So at 12 miles per hour, this 400 watt wind generator will generate 35 watts or 2.9 amps at 12 volts. A peak output of a 400 watts is achieved at the 28 mile per hour mark. But even at 12 mile per hour, a nice trickle charge of 35 watts to top the batteries up is pretty good. And normally we get all our high winds in the winter months, so this will help with keeping the batteries topped off in the winter time, which is important. Weekly output at 12 miles per hour wind site, wind turbine can produce up to 5.9 kilowatt hours a week of usable power in a battery charging application when sited correctly. Now, obviously I'm going to attach this to a pole on the tiny house, and they normally, yeah, I'm taping it, and normally they want a you know, you want it to be mounted pretty tall to get the most out of it. But we'll go ahead and open this guy up. Now this one says it has a built-in regulator, prevents overcharge and discharge. So I'll open this guy up here, guys. And actually where the tiny house is, it's quite windy, so it's pretty good. It'll be a good application for this. Probably won't be 100% or the best, but even at a 12 mile per hour, this thing will take off like it says. Now I'll have to have Stu, High-Tech I-18, let me know if I need to run this thing through the charge controller, or if this thing is, you know, gonna be able to regulate like it says. Alright. Okay. Let me just turn the viewfinder around. So we got an instruction manual. that I'll have to read. And this thing is completely aluminum. We got some hardware, Allen key, and nuts and bolts and stuff like that. We have the fan blades here. They seem like they're fiberglass. Yeah, for a heavy-duty plastic resin. And then we got the nose cap. And then the this is where you mount the blades onto, and then you get your nose cap over top of that. Okay. And let's lift out the generator itself. This is cast aluminum. So, pretty cool. I'm not sure what this is. Okay, so 12 volt wind turbine. Sunforceproducts.com, made in China. What isn't? Some pretty large gauge wires on there. What gauge? 10 gauge. 10 AWG. Okay. And then obviously I have to run the line, these wires through the pole and then into the tiny house. And I don't know if this is a ground or what this is. And then you can tighten this around the diameter of the pole. It looks like it's going to be a 2-inch diameter. This thing's it's got some fairly heaviness to it. And obviously I'm going to keep my wires not touching when turning this. And I think that's everything in there. I'll lift the bottom packaging up just in case. Though I'm not sure how they have a built-in regulator in this thing. It says it does, but no, that's it. Okay. So there must be a regulator built in, though do I trust that? That's the thing. There's a little, is that a light or something? Huh. Like a little LED or something on there. So yeah, wind power for the off-grid tiny house. Very cool. And I'll have to break into the manual here, guys, just to see what it says, how this regulator is going to work, because I'm thinking I'm going to have to put this on a charge controller. Accessories included: stop switch, 50 amp DC stop switch. This is used to safely apply a brake to your turbine during either periods of intense wind or general maintenance. Huh. Must be built in. Wait until accommodated before maintenance on your turbine. Listen to your turbine. Should you hear mechanical noise, maintenance may be required. Please contact support. Oh, yeah, so that's a grounding. Adhere proper grounding techniques. That's in case, I guess, it gets hit by lightning or something. Electrical hazard. The Coleman wind turbine is equipped with a sophisticated electronics designed to provide protection from electrical dangers. Please note that the inherent personal dangers from electrical current still exist. Therefore, caution should always be used when connecting this and other electrical devices. Heat in a wiring system is often as result as too much current flow through an undersized wire or through a bad connection. Yep. Okay. Oh, this is cool. Wiring diagrams. Okay. Turbine. Observe correct polarity throughout your system. Any reverse polarity can damage the battery bank and wind turbine. 12 volt only. Overspeed protection. Your Coleman wind turbine has a built-in protection that prevents possible damage in the periods of extreme high winds. A brake is applied when the turbine senses 20 meters a second or 45 miles per hour. At this point, your turbine will stop spinning, the internal charging system will cycle, and wait for drop in wind speed. Stop switch. Your Coleman wind turbine includes a stop switch 50 amps DC, which can be used to stop the wind generator. Oh, that's what that one thing is. I'll show you guys. I wasn't sure. So it's a manual off-on switch, I'm thinking. Here it is here. Oh, it's just a toggle switch. On. And then there's the connectors. Interesting. Okay, diagram stop switch. Weird. Closed circuit, open circuit, short circuit. Prolonged periods of open circuit or free spin can cause excessive wear and tear on the turbine. Huh. So which way would it be turned on? Short circuit. So here's our battery. There's the negative. The negative feeds the closed circuit side of the switch, I guess. And then the red wire goes to the center from the turbine and then feeds back through the other positive to the positive side of the battery. Grounding. Every wind turbine tower needs to be grounded at the tower base, even though the system may be grounded at the battery bank. Grounding the tower at the base may help prevent shocks to persons touching the tower due to lightning or electrical faults. Please take time to review the National Electrical Code. Even in off-grid systems, there are multiple ways for towering grounding. The most common method is copper-clad steel driven into the soil. Yep. Okay. Huh. Cool. So that wire, guys, that I was showing you, you clamp it to the pole, and then obviously you run continually down into the dirt. Sighting. Prior to mounting of the Coleman turbine, you must carefully consider location. Distance from obstacles that will cause turbulence. Trees, buildings. Distance between turbine and battery bank. Any local zoning restrictions. Clearance of power lines. General terms, the higher the tower, the less obstruction to airflow there is, leading to more efficient char capacity. The minimum recommended tower height is 30 feet or 20 feet above nearby, and that's not going to happen because the tiny house is 13. We'll maybe go 15 feet. The Coleman winter, however, if I get land through a miracle, then that height change will happen, of course. Your Coleman wind turbine design make mounting as simple and straightforward as possible. Okay. Schedule 40, 1.5 inch steel tubing. It wasn't 2 inch. Inch and a half. This product is available through your local hardware outlet. Okay. Pre-check. Follow these spin rotor shaft slowly with your fingers at the same time touching the wind turbine's positive and negative wires. With the wires touching, the rotor shaft should become more difficult to rotate. With the wires disconnected, it should spin freely. This creates a short. I don't want that. Connecting the wind turbine's wires, red, positive, negative, directly to the corresponding posts of the battery blinks the red LED 4 times. That will show the turbine's internal controllers operating. That's that LED light we saw on there. Should you not see the above mentioned indicators, please contact your dealer. Yeah, the blades are sharp. Handle with care. All batteries must be disconnected throughout the entire installation process. Oh, it gives you the gauge of wire I need. Please review the following wire gauge to install the correct wiring gauge. These are the minimums. Always use largest gauge wire that is practical and affordable. Okay. 0 to 30 feet, 8 gauge wire. Yeah, I only have one. So 8 gauge wire is what I need to hook up to the 10. That's crazy. So how does this know when the batteries are full though? That's what I don't get. Connect the wind generator to the wires and insulate the connections using either heat shrink tubing, crimp connections, or high quality electrical tape. The included rubber gasket helps prevent the bottom of the yaw from contacting the top of the pole. Oh, it reduces transmission noise down the tower. Be sure to leave enough slack in the wires so if necessary the wind generator can be removed. Mark both ends of the wires with tape to identify which is negative, positive, and ground. Mount the blades. Nose cone. Run all wires close to the batteries. Connect the stop switch referring to the diagram in your manual. Do not connect the batteries at this point. Ensure your turbine is correctly grounded. Make sure your stop switch is in the opposition, then connect the wires. Okay, so short circuit would be the off, I'm assuming. Where did that guy go? It's a 50 amp DC 12 volt switch. Okay. Turn on the stop switch. You will see the red LED slowly blink 4 times to indicate that the controller is running properly. Your wind turbine is designed to run for long periods without requiring any maintenance. Performance will be enhanced if you periodically inspect the system. Do not go near wind turbine during operation. Wipe any excess dirt buildup from the blades. Check electrical connections, make sure they're tight, free from corrosion. Check voltage of your battery bank with a multimeter and clean the terminals. Sunforce says replace the blades every 5 years for optimal performance. Huh. Whoops. And then the rest is in French. Very neat. Very cool. I'm sure my dad will want to read this as well. He was there with me when we picked it up. It was on sale and we had a coupon thing, and yeah, so that's pretty neat, guys. So the off-grid tiny house is finally going to get a wind option, and so I got to go from this 10 gauge AWG down to 8 at 30 feet, so 30 feet max. And then from there, if you go any further, you need to upgrade the wire even lower. So the lower the gauge, the the higher. So it's got 3 blades, guys. They're taped together. I guess they are sharp because they cut up the foam pretty good. Yeah, very neat. So I don't know when exactly I'll be putting this up, guys, especially since I do not have a large battery bank yet, but I'm sure we're gonna be able to cover this okay. Now, the one thing I gotta say, I think this has a 3 or 5 year warranty, something like that I read. So pretty awesome. Hopefully the Coleman pays off, and I will have extra power in the winter months when I'll have less sun, but I'll have windy conditions for sure with the blowing snow and all that fun stuff. So yeah, so that's it for now, guys, and that's what we got added to the off-grid tiny house. So pretty awesome.